I just feel like myself. I feel like how I've been wanting to feel my whole life. Like there's always
Oh,
been this thing I've been trying to, like, I want to feel like that. And
yes.
I do.
I'm so excited to chat to one of my favorite clients, Annabel Chapman. How are you, gorgeous?
Yeah, really good. Thanks, Lucy.
I'm so excited to chat with you because Annabelle actually left me the most beautiful voice message. And you know what? It's too good not to share with you, all that are listening. It's, of course, something I could go on and repeat, but to actually hear it from the horse's mouth, I think is where it's at. So, Annabelle, give us a quick snapshot, who you are, what you do, all that good stuff.
Yeah, sure. So I'm 38.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've recently had a career change. So I've come from a world of working in property, and then now I work with teens and kids and teens to really figure out and know their confidence and their place in the world.
Beautiful and such important work. I've been hearing such beautiful stories already in the grapevine about the work that you're doing. So I'm just really proud of you for stepping into this because, wow, your energy is so needed in the world. You'll get to see this as I go through this conversation with Annabelle, but she's really got this really special gift that I'm just so thrilled that you've finally allowed yourself to say yes to, and you've honored that deeper calling because, yeah, property was fine, but it's not what you've been put on the earth to do. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So Annabelle came to me, she went through Soul to Soul, my 8-week program, and then she's come, been in other masterminds. But just recently, Annabelle signed up for my VIP day, which is like a rebirth for your soul, really getting on purpose and dissolving a lot of those blocks that we have that prevent us from stepping into the biggest version of ourselves. So I would just love, as I said, that message I received was just so powerful and so beautiful to receive. I'd love for you to let us into your world on what was the difference to invest at that level and to say yes to having that private time with me for us to go really, really deep. How was that different to the other group programs, and what have you found has really manifested for you now, like the level that you're at and how you feel, all of the things?
Yeah. So I feel like, having that opportunity presented to me and then going, okay, I just knew that I had to do it. And I think, doing this work with you, Lucy, I'm more connected to myself. I know what is right for me. And
Yeah.
that opportunity came up. I didn't know where the money was going to come from. I'm like, I have to do this. And
Yeah.
I didn't even have a specific goal that I wanted from it. Like I just knew I had to do it. And it was like to invest a big amount of money to spend a day. I've not done that before, but it makes you show up in a different way.
Yes.
For that day. And yeah, I think for me now, because that was a little while ago, but the flow on effects of that, I think that's when I reached out to you of like, oh my God, I'm just so grateful that I did that, and the trust that I have in myself and things that happen and things that unfold, whether it's good, bad, ugly, whatever. I just know that it's my path, and it's such a pleasure to just really sit in that energy, and you go with the flow, but in a not in a lazy way. Like you know that this is how things are meant to be unfolding for you, and it's a confidence. Like every step I take is just, there's this deep underlying trust and confidence that this action is right for me.
Yes. And I'm hearing the word, it's intentional. You're saying it's not pushing, it's not forcing, but you're in flow and taking inspired action and being really intentional with what's for you just as much as what's not. And you think before we got on that VIP day together, there was, it was almost feeling a little cloudy for you, and the hiding places for not taking action was showing up really strongly, which, for those of you watching, that's what resistance does really, really well. When we want to go to that next level, when we know we're eyeballing like our purpose and we know there's something much bigger for us, resistance comes up really strong, like a freaking tsunami going, yeah, right, I'm going to hold you back. Like, I don't think you really can do that next level. And all of those voices, those stories, the conditioning, the patterns, they all come up, and that's where we either use it and move through it, or we just keep allowing it to stop us. And I know you were feeling like a bit bogged down, a bit heavy, unmotivated, at that point. And so as much as you didn't come in with, I want this out of the VIP day, what you did know was that you wanted that overhaul for your soul to get that clarity and to anchor into a richer connection with your essence and your magic and your gifts and what you're here to do. So it's almost like it was a big reset, and it flushed out just that cloud of murkiness that was just sort of hovering around trying to hold you back.
Yeah. Yep. And it's, I think I know it really created that connection with that version of myself. Like, I knew that there was a bigger version of me before that, but now it's like I can just like I'm in that version of myself more, rather than before it was like, yeah, like she's up over there. And now it's like, I'm not in it all the time, but it's so easy for me to, if I'm out of that energy, I can come back to it straight away. And I just feel completely different when I'm in that energy, and it's becoming the norm.
Oh, yes. And this is the blazing frequency. And this is what's been different to the other programs. They were all stepping stones. But now that I personally have also stepped into this blazing frequency that I'm teaching from, I know you said in your message, it was that blazing identity, and it's not rah-rah beating chest energy. It's just that real activated sense of self, the unapologetic, here I am, and no one or no thing is going to hold me back. That's what I was really hearing in your message, from a really grounded, all-knowing place. Like, that's what stood out to me the most. And that had me lean into you and your message. And I was just like, tell me more. Like, it was very magnetic energy from such a place of flow. Is that how you've been? Would that be accurate?
Yeah, like the flow thing has blown my mind. Like, as I've moved into this new line of work, like I'm still in disbelief of how easy it has been. Like, it's like the yellow brick road has just been rolled out in front of me, and I just keep going, and these opportunities and doors are opening, and even doing the work, like I'm not nervous, or like, I just feel so grounded in myself, and I just feel like this is what I'm here to do.
Yeah.
And with all of that, I think it is easy, and I love it. Like, it's such I think I said it before, but it really is a pleasure to just be going about my life with this golden pathway in front of me, just feeling like, yeah, this is awesome.
And what I'm hearing as well is this deep connection with yourself, this trust in self, this love of self, this belief in self. That's what was transmitting through the message you left me. And it's here right now as well. There's no proving, there's no doubting. It's just, this is me. Look out, because here I come, like perfectly imperfect, blazing my path. Because when we really honor ourselves in that perfectly imperfect energy, it's like our people can find us. But when we're sitting behind the scenes, stumbling across the same freaking roadblocks, trying to get it perfect, thinking that what we need to bring to people is like this shiny, fully finished, I don't know what, we're just delaying our process. And people don't even want that. They want real, right? They want real. And if you were just sitting there hovering, staring at your next level and not taking the action, there's all these people that are missing out on the gifts that you have. So I just am feeling like you're totally backing yourself. You're in alignment with yourself. It's like you've been able to now receive your own gifts. Like, that's what there is no doubt in your frequency. Like, there just isn't. And you don't have all the decades of history to lean on. This is what's so super cool, Annabel. You're just like, no, I've arrived. Here I am. And you've already started, and you're on a completely different trajectory, and yet you're just oozing that you've been on it. It feels like for a much longer time than you had.
Yeah, it does. It just comes so naturally to me, and I really enjoy it. And I think the other thing was that going into this work with not old Annabel would have been like, well, I need a perfect website and a perfect Instagram page and all this stuff. The people I've attracted have not even looked at that stuff. That stuff's not even finished yet. Like, it's
right
coming, and I would have had to have all those ducks in a row before. And now I'm like, I know that it's my energy that people are attracted to.
Yes.
But it's the trust in that as well. It's not from a cocky place.
No.
It's like I just know that. I believe it, and it's happening. So
that is gold. That right there are the words that so many people would love to organically be able to just say. Because we can just say words, but any human can smell and feel when they're just words. When you just said that then, I'm like, oh my God, tell me more, because it was completely in your being, in your body. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, what you're really speaking to as well, when you said the old Annabel would have come in a certain way, like would have been very cerebral. But with that VIP day, it's like you were just like, I deserve this and I'm going to bloody well do it. And what we worked on was a huge, huge part of your identity. And that's what's really shining today, was anchoring you into who you really are on that highest timeline with your soul. Yeah. And it's like all the other layers that were keeping you protected and safe have just melted away, because we started to feed that identity and to amplify that. And until you started to really vibrate with it, like on the day. I remember going through it with you. And you did, and you were so beautiful, you know, such a pleasure to coach, because I can always feel when someone's with me and when they're not, but you just kept coming, you know, up and up and up to these next levels on that VIP day. And as you said, you know, that was months ago now, and it's still the gift that keeps on giving, right?
Yeah, I think that was what made me reach out to you, because I kind of had a moment of like, oh, like I'm really stepping into it just feels, I feel more and more like myself. And I feel like that would have been, or was, a catalyst too. Like I knew there was something else for me, even though I had worked with you with other in other programs before, but I knew there was something deeper that I just kind of hadn't quite got there. And it was so frustrating. It was just like come on, like there's something else I've got to break through here.
Yes.
I still kind of didn't really know what it was, but then spending that day with you, and then look back now from prior to that to where I am now, it's such a just such a shift in, I just feel like myself. I feel like how I've been wanting to feel my whole life. Like there's always been this thing I've been trying to, like, I want to feel like that. And
yes,
and I do. And there's things I have, you know, goals I've put out there that I haven't got yet, but it doesn't matter, because there's that trust there. Like it's like I'm not waiting to have those things to feel like that. I feel like that now.
Yes.
And the things miraculously unfolding.
Yeah, I am obsessed with you in this energy. There's no clutter around you. You are so congruent with who, like you said, with just who you are. And I don't even care. I wouldn't even need to say, hey, what's your website? Where's your testimonials? Like I'm right in front of me right now. I can feel, you know, this word gets thrown around so much, but your authenticity, I can feel you. I can feel the humanity in you. It's like, I don't need to go looking for that. I think it's when we see a lot of the jazz hands energy that you want to make sure, well, is this person really legit? But you're just so grounded right now and connected to everything that you're saying, that's enough. And because humans are smart, you know, we can see when someone's putting on a dance and a show and performing, but we don't want that. We want the real deal. We want someone that can actually move us from A to Z on the quickest trajectory. And again, and from that true level of space holding and support. So I'm really excited for you. I'm actually really bloody excited as well for the lucky kids and teens that get to come and work with you. And, you know, any parents that are watching this, you know, I can absolutely recommend Annabel. And if I had teens right now, I would be sending them to you 100%. You're like this earth mama with your energy that transcends, you know, just helping kids with confidence. It's so much more than that. So yeah, I couldn't be more proud of seeing you really claim this new trajectory for yourself. And not only that, just seeing you so at home in who you are. And I want to celebrate that you just keep showing up. You're one of those people. That's why you're one of my favorite clients. You know, you're just like, I feel it, I do it. And you didn't have the money on any of the occasions just sitting there. You said the yes first, and then you figured it out. I just got chills. I said that. Yes first, figured it out. Yes first, figured it out. And that's why you're going to go on to have tremendous success, because you kept believing in the unseen and following through on your heart. And it's paying off. So well done to you, my darling.
Well, yeah, thank you, Lucy. yeah, I'm so grateful to have had that opportunity to do that with you. And what you just said there as well about believing in the unseen, like that probably, like, truly believing in, I want something, I just know it's going to happen. And if I can put it in a nutshell, that's kind of how I'd say it, because it really is, it's changed my life. Like, I could sit here all day and talk about it, but it's just, I really could, but it's the way I show up in the world is so different now to beforehand. And it really is a pleasure to live
Oh,
my life. Like, yeah.
and it's amazing to witness. And the one last thing that wants to come through right now is, we did some work, with your nervous system, and, just shifting and dissolving some of the grief that was sitting there. We've all got grief in different forms, and I know you had some palpable grief from losing a beautiful dad. So that is also an aspect of the VIP day, that goes so deep with those hours that we spend together. You might think you're coming on for one thing, but when we get I'm getting full chills. When we get in the golden vortex together, I am a channel, and I'm just being used to actually know exactly where to go with you, and whatever needs to come through to help, shift out these aspects of self that are just needing love and needing to be dissolved, so that you've got this clearing and then this new space to create from. That's the work that we do. And that's why I say it is like a rebirth for your soul, to just have this clearing. It's like, well, it's sort of like taking your soul to the garbage tip, to just go and over, what is it, like, offload the things that, the baggage that just doesn't need to be there. And sometimes it's really invisible baggage that you don't even realize that is sitting in your space, in your vortex, in your frequency. So yeah, I just really felt called to share that, because we often think we're so smart, we know exactly what we need, and actually it's just the act of saying, like you said, I don't even know exactly what it is. I just know that I don't want to stay where I am, and I want to go to my next level and be more of who I am. And that is as much clarity as you need. And then when we come together, we co-create like the magic that has been waiting to come through. We give it space to actually anchor in.
Yeah, I feel like that was a big or massive part of it, actually, and unexpected, I think, for me. And then realizing, like, because I felt so different afterwards, and I know I, had some tears and whatever and shed some stuff out, but I just, the things that came up, I didn't know that was holding me back, especially because I've done some work. Like,
Yes.
there was part of me of like, no, like, I'm pretty good. Like, I've cleared out a lot of stuff, which I have, but it was like that last, well, the big chunk that was still there of like, no, get that out, and then you can move on. And I think that to not go into it expecting XYZ, but just being really open to whatever comes up for you, and knowing that whatever gets cleared is what needs to get cleared. And
Yep.
like creating that space, because even if we went through that new identity stuff and we hadn't cleared the crap out, it just
wouldn't have landed.
Yeah,
that's right. And it's also giving what I just heard then was, it was giving your soul space to breathe and to share with us what it wants, right? That's the sacred container of when we come together. It actually gives you a deeper access and connection to your own soul, because you have all the wisdom, right? Your soul knows exactly what it wants, but it's when we can allow and gift ourselves that sacred space to be held and witnessed and guided, so we can really get that clarity. I mean, that will save like 10 years of trying to figure it out. It's like, let's just open up the vortex and let's just go really deep and see what's there in the space. Like, it's a big reveal. For both,
yeah.
I get just as fascinated as seeing my clients get fascinated too. So thank you so much for coming on, Annabel. It's been such a joy to chat with you today. And of course, reach out to me. I am opening up a few spots to do what I love best, which is, VIP days and working one-on-one with my beautiful clients. And of course, there is Blazing Love if you want to come and join my husband and I for an amazing 8-week soul activation. So thank you, Annabel. And if you want to ask Annabel any questions and reach out to her, is that okay?
Yeah, of course. Yep. No problems.
Awesome.
Thank you, Lucy.
Keep blazing. Love you lots, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Lucy.